Hey everybody, GV Freeman here with Office Hours with GV. Glad you could join me again for another quick Office Hours. I was having a conversation with a founder just yesterday, and I wanted to quickly record this. And we've talked about this on another Office Hours about mission and vision. And a lot of times you will find customers along the way who come to you and say, especially early customers, will come to you and say, hey, can you please build me this custom feature? And sometimes it's a really great idea and it's a really great opportunity, and especially if they will help you pay for it. In fact, as you are starting to grow your organization, one of the ways that I have often used customers to help me grow the organization is to co-fund development. So when a customer comes to you and they want this custom feature and you say, yeah, it's an absolutely great idea, can you pay for half of it? And the reason why I say half is because you might have other customers who could actually use it. And depending on the size of the feature, you might even be able to have 2 or 3 customers come together and all be willing to pay for it. If they've all requested a similar feature, you can co-fund that development. So that helps you grow your product with the help of your customers. Everybody wins. Your customer gets something, you get something, and your product over time gets bigger and bigger and better and better. But now here is the question that I want you to ask right now. How do you know whether or not you should build the feature that the customer is requesting? And a lot of times founders say, well, they're paying me, so we should build it. Well, I will tell you what happens, that when you start building every single feature that every single customer requests, it's likely that your product becomes a giant Frankenstein. You are bolting on features every single place that you possibly can, and there's no real organization to why you're building those features. And the way that I work with new founders and tech companies is through the mission and the vision. What I like to tell founders is your mission and vision is a funnel. It's the funnel that features have to fall through before they get built into your product. So imagine, again, another analogy here is if we think of the lane lines driving down a highway. Usually you have yellow lines on the side of the highway that are going to keep you within those 2 lanes. That's sort of your mission, and your mission should represent the features that you want to build within 1 to 3 years. So think of your mission as what you want to accomplish with your company, with your product in 1 to 3 years. Now, if a customer comes and asks you, can you build me this feature? And you look at that feature and say, man, this is not what we planned on in the next 1 to 3 years. We have other opportunities, other objectives. That's something that's farther out that we've considered, but it's not really what we want to build right now. The next set of filtering is a little bit wider, and those are going to be the guide rails that keep you from completely running off the road, and that's what I call your vision. Your vision sort of represents the total change that you want to make in the world with your product or with your company, but more specifically, and maybe narrowing it down just a little bit, like what do you want to accomplish in the next 10 years? Maybe the next 5 years. What's the stretch goal that you want to actually accomplish and achieve with your company and your product? That is your vision. So mission, 1 to 3 years, vision, 3 to 5, or even 3 to 10 years, depending on where you're at in the market, how well your product is established. If a customer comes to you and presents a feature request that does not fit into your mission or into your vision, I will tell you right now, unless you're planning on completely changing your product or your market, not building that feature may be the wisest idea that you make. Because when you start to build on a completely different module that is not going to help anybody but this one customer, you are potentially Frankensteining your code. You're potentially splitting off your code. If you're a developer, you might end up creating an entirely new branch of your code, and as you branch a customer off from that code, you may never be able to merge them back into the master branch, and then they don't get all of the other features that your current customers are getting. So it becomes a bigger and bigger problem. So that's how I recommend startups to use mission and vision to determine what features go into the product, and then oftentimes what features don't go into the product. If you have any other questions, you can reach out to me, gvfreeman.com. Thanks for joining me for Office Hours. Take care and have a great day.